Good evening. That's my husband passing. My dog is in the chair. So rock and roll. He has to pass because he can't go up the stairs. You see, he just went up there. He goes right on up.
I can't stand to be away from you.
No, that's not the case. He got to put syrup on the biscuits, cheese biscuits that I made. That's right. And then got to say that the cheese didn't go with the syrup. Yeah, you're right. Welcome everybody, Nightcap at 9. I'm Lorraine LeMon. I don't know why this is blinking like this. Hi Matthew, he's putting on all my little clips and things. I don't know what that's about. Why that's, I don't know, blinking. So, all right. So anyway, so Nightcap at 9, guys. Told you my name. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a little bit of history, a little bit of how this all got started, blah, 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 so forth and so on. And then we're going to go from there, okay? So I do my opening, talk about who I am. Matthew's putting all the links up there, all those links. Guys, you can take those links, tag them, copy them, and send them to people. Yeah, even this one. Obviously, you have the Facebook page link. So that's countrypatriot.com. That's my YouTube channel. Exactly. And then you got my Twitter. Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, Facebook. So you can take those links and get more about what my messages are and more about where I'm at and where I'm going. It would be great. So let me do my precursors, my little bit of history, my little bit of background. I don't know why this thing is blinking on and off like that. I have no idea. But let me go from there. And then now why I'm doing that, you know that, guys, you're going to hear me, but you're not going to see me for a minute because I'm going to be tagging folks. All right? Until I become really computer savvy, social media. Right now I'm not. So let's go with what I got. So anyway, so Nightcap at 9. First of all, this whole concept came out of, years ago. The whole country was divided like it kind of is now. As a matter of fact, it wasn't as bad as it is now. Yeah. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if someone just put something together where everybody can talk, back and forth and converse. It got a little heated, but people were not nasty. So now people are nasty. People are nasty, mean, hateful. Yeah. Right. And I'm just not going to join the crowd. There's only 2 subjects. Let me think. Really just one subject that I really lose it on. And that's children. What is happening to our children, schools, babies. I lose it there. My control is not very good. I'm capable of beyond. I don't have limits. I don't even apologize for it. I don't. So anyway, so that's how this all got started. I had a little following years ago. I'm starting to tag people. Here we go. So you're hearing me, but you're not going to see me. So I started this whole Facebook Live thing. And then, of course, the election came along. The election to, what happened. And then, of course, the election, I called the election deniers to the election liars. Nobody won't take responsibility. So the election, happened. And then I decided to let it, to stop doing it. So when I stopped doing it, then, then the whole thing started back up again with a bunch of mess and division. And I decided to do the Facebook Live again. And the way I decided to do it was I started on my husband's birthday. Yay! How I know. His birthday is December 26th. Anybody born in the month of December, I feel sorry for you. It used to be close to Christmas, you don't get anything but one gift. But now it's like anytime. I really feel sorry for those who are born in December. So anyways, December 26th, I started doing the nightcap. I started doing a nightcap at 9. I called it that. Now, why I called it that, as opposed to just coming together like I did on Facebook, the reason why I called it that was because 9 o'clock seemed to have been the time that everybody was gathering before. 9 o'clock seemed to have been the time that in life, that if your report's not done, the meal didn't turn out right, it's okay. Get over it. What you said to your boss, you can't make up. He or she is not answering your text. No, they're not. And they're not going to answer because, they're still mad at you. Just whatever. So by 9 o'clock, whatever is. That's kind of the deal. So, that whole nightcap at 9 came out of that, I guess that whole situation of using that as a tool. So, let me see. So anyway, let me keep going. Let me go back. I think I got most everybody that I need to, for right now. If I leave anybody off, I might go back again. I see one other person. Let me try. And then I'll be done. So again, you're hearing me, but you're not seeing me. Don't worry. I'll be on. I'm just giving you some background, how this all got started. And nightcap at 9. Most of you, if you can see, my little social media manager has already put my 4 or 5 links, my website, my YouTube channel, my Twitter handle. Okay, so you saw it. So that tells me that you can find out more about who I am and what I do. All you have to do is simply just follow those links. And if you don't get a chance to listen to the radio show, it's not a problem. Guys, you can take the links to the radio website. It actually, guys, podcasts my shows. So you can listen to them any kind of day or night. Isn't that cool? Let's go on. Okay, so that's enough of that. So now that everybody's got a little bit, the whole thing of nightcap at 9 is not so much as a glass of wine. It's the fact that, like I said, at 9 o'clock, it's a done deal. It really is. Whatever has been done or not done, it's just over. So I call it that nightcap at 9. So you have the links. He's put it on there. My YouTube channel, which is Best Speak Her, Her. You have my my Twitter. My Twitter handle, Best Speak Her, Her, as opposed to Best Speaker. Best Speak Her. So, and then you have my website, which is my full name, LORRAINE, LEMON.net. Boom. You have the Hill Country Patriot. I'm on every day on the radio for 3 years now, 5 days a week, early morning. You don't have to catch the radio. You can simply go to that link and you can click listen live anytime in the wherever you are in the world. Or you can get the podcast. Okay? And then, of course, also this website, YouTube, Twitter, and the Patriot channel that I'm on. Okay, so. And then, of course, Facebook. That's number 5. You already had that, obviously. I'm not going to be before you long. I say it all the time. I end up being before people long, but I'm going to try not to tonight. I'm very tired. Got a lot going on today. On my, when I started this nightcap at 9, still giving you a little history and background. When I started the nightcap at 9, I just dealt with risque subjects. I still do. I probably always will. I was telling a young man today, coming out of the office suites where I have my office, and he said to me, "Hi." I'm new in the location, and I introduced myself, and I was telling him all the things that I do in my nonprofit, which I've never mixed it to. That's why that link is not on here. And I said, check out my radio. I look nothing like I sound. And what I mean by that, people run into me in the street, they'll go, "Oh my God, say that again." I said, "Well, can I have a pound of this? Are you that lady on that radio? Oh my God, we thought you were a big black woman with a big black voice. I'm sorry, I'm a little black woman with a big black voice." I have to laugh all the time because I know on the radio I don't sound like I look. Which reminds me to tag one other person since she always comes on. So I started telling this gentleman today that he can also get a chance to listen to my Facebook, and he can do it simply by not only Facebook, those are recorded, guys, as well. You know that. So they're recorded as well. So you can also get a chance to send those links to other people. You can. So anyway, my topics when I started this nightcap at 9, risque, edgy, slap a face, right? That's just this. You know, we're at a time right now in our country, in our history, in our lives that, you know, people are just running, oh my God, world's going to hell in a handbasket. Oh, what are we going to do? We're over inundated with news. One of my sons, who is a very, very intelligent young man, enough to have got a scholarship upstate New York, work on Wall Street 8 years, go from there to being CFO, and then to CEO of Cummins Engineering, and then from there to running his own business. And oldest son, graduate of West Point. He's got some things on the ball. Number one thing he's got on the ball is he knows Jesus. So he says, Mom, we have processed more information in the past 10 years than the country has in the past 100 years. We have been processed, over inundated with information. Yeah, we have. We have. Because, of course, of, you know, the digital download, AI, all the things that's going on. And so I know it's been a lot, but I'm gonna give you my caveats and my premises, my precursors ahead of time, so you can see and understand why is it that Miss Lorraine feels that no matter what's going down, that we're the people for the job. We are the people for the job, and that there's a way to handle all the crazies. One of my precursors and caveats is that, but first let's go to the Father in prayer. I'm a Christian. This is why the caveat must come ahead of time. I'm a Christian, but I'm not a religious person. Why is that? And what is the difference? Religious people can go to church 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and don't change anything. Don't change anyone around them. Don't affect anybody around them. They're just in their little compartmentalized Christianity or wherever that they serve. That's the truth. Don't get mad at me if you're one of those. Please don't get mad at Miss Lorraine. I'm not trying to be mean, just be and say horrible things. No, I'm not a provocateur like that. No, I'm not. So, but I am a Christian. I became a Christian in 1975. I love the Lord. He's Jesus Christ as Lord of my life. Yeah, I'm born again believer, speaking tongues more than you all. Been to all 4 or 5 different kind of denominations and churches. Go to church today and still do. Yes, I do. However, I don't hang with religious people because I have to be the same person that I am in the church as I am up in the club as I am anywhere else. I have to be the same. Yeah, I do. I'm not dishonoring, being disrespectful, but I am the same. Why? Because when Jesus said, to go and make disciples, he really meant to go as you go. He meant as when you go into the golf club, up in the club, wherever you're going, that's how you make your disciples. But no, we want to put them just in church, in the Bible study, just in Sundays, and then therefore we can go and live the rest of our lives the way we want to. You see how that has worked out? Not very well. So let's go to the Father in prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for this opportunity, yea, even this time that you've given me, for such a time as this to be in this body. I cannot think of a better time for me to be born. Absolutely. I'm a female. I'm black. I'm a Christian. I'm a conservative. I'm a preacher. I'm prophetic. Yes, God. And then on top of all of that, I believe in being an American and not an African American. I believe in this country. I know that we're based on a philosophy where other countries are based on history. We're based on a philosophy. I know that people are getting here and dying here by the droves to get here because you got your hand upon America. And I thank you for allowing me to be born here. Amen and amen. From there, let me go. So, my notes are really crazy. On the radio, they're getting a little neater here. I almost can read some of this stuff. My notes usually look like this on the radio. I pull up in the driveway, I draw a line down the center, and I put one across. I make 4 boxes, my open, intro, close, topic 1, and then I do my Gardas thing. This Gardas thing is helping me, and hopefully it will help others to not be over inundated with the news. I make acronyms out of everything. It helps me create a very clear lens on what I'm looking at and what I'm hearing. So I created this acronym, And it's called The Guard. Is G for guns, A for abortion, R for race, D for drugs, I for immigration, S is for sex, scandals in schools. I think I got another one kind of creeping in there, but that's okay. That's what I have for right now. So, I do that. So when I'm talking on the subjects of the day and the issues that's going on, it usually fits within those categories. Why do I choose it to do it that way? Because then when you hear it from what I call crooked preachers, pimps, and politicians, you can close it off. You can put it into that little container, the G container, the R container, the race, and then leave it there and open it when you want. Because, and again, guys, yes, I'm a conservative, but there's crooks on both sides. They're not all Democrats are not bad people. All Republicans are not bad people. Politically speaking, we're all human beings, really. But the politicians on both sides use us, divide us, and continue to do that. Not all of them, but some of them. This is why I tell people over and over again, doggone it, stop voting parties. Start looking at policies. Start screwing your attention on policies. All right, Bear, you're going to cage. Going to cage. Going to cage. Come on. Come on, Bear. Let's go. Bear, come on. In the cage. Come on, in the cage. I really believe that my husband and my dog, they try to like photobomb when I'm on. Now, he has nothing to do. He's sitting here sneering and acting like he's choking. You want to see him? He is a cutie. Come here, Bear. Come here. You're not going to believe this dog. Come on. This is my dog. Is that your baby? This is my dog. So I know it looks like a teddy bear, doesn't it? His name is Bear. He is a good dog. All right, baby. You go get in the chair. Go on. So, I put that together so that the whole Gardas things, because we need to begin to look at the whole division. I have a lot of things that I talk about. Why is this country so divided, and my topics, like I said, are kind of risque. You know, from why do black powerful women get up, become powerful, and marry white and push the race card, but then marry white men. You know, I had another topic of the Jezebel spirit. It's in a man and a woman. It's not just a woman. I name women, I name women, I name men who have the Jezebel spirit. Absolutely. You know, and a Jezebel spirit sees a talented person, latches on what they have, and then they suck them dry until they can't get anything else. Either they leave them, or then they come back and restore them only so they can get more out of them. I named Meghan Markle. I named, Bobby Brown for Whitney Houston. There are men that have Jezebel spirit. There are women that have Jezebel spirit. Absolutely. Some of you may have been encountering a Jezebel spirit where men will get a hold of you, or women will get a hold of you only for who you are and what you bring to the table. I believe that. And so I want us to, my topics were kind of edgy when I got started, and it's only increased. Okay, it's only increased. I'm not trying to win friends, and I'm not trying to make enemies. I'm really not. I'm just speaking what I believe is truth, and I'm willing to be corrected. Love being corrected, because then I know people are listening and that we're crossing the line, having the conversation, which politicians hate. They don't want blacks to talk to whites. They don't want pinks to talk to brown. They don't want brown to talk to yellow. They don't want us talking. They don't want us having a conversation. They don't want us asking the right questions. They just want us to check the box, whatever party you belong to, and be done with it. And I am done with that kind of crap, hallelujah. Born and raised in the inner city of Detroit, lost all my sisters and brothers. It was 5 of us. Drugs took their lives, all of them. Yep. I'm not saying it because I'm so cool. There are days I break down. There are days I hear a song, reminds me of them. Their colors and clothing and style, I think about them. Yes, I do. Been raised in the inner city of Detroit, became a single mom, had my 2 kids, no husband, and then meet someone that was brutal, that was mean toward me, and then on and on, the whole thing going, kept working, kept making it, and kept going into, and then meet a man, doggone it, been married to the same man for 43 years. My reckoning and my awakening, rather, not my reckoning, my awakening was in 1975 when I asked the Lord Jesus Christ to come into my life. It was in August of 1975. How I know? Because I was working at Blue Cross Blue Shield, my first job, May of 1975. I always felt something wasn't right. I could not figure why it was. I would go in, glad to vote, able to vote, go in and vote Democrat. I mean, boom, allegiance to it. But I would go out and then live like a Republican. Hold on, don't click off yet. You need to hear this story. It may help you, help yourself, help someone else. Now, why did I feel that? And not only that, why did I do that? I'd go in faithfully, I'm black and automatically born a Democrat. I have to, my mama, my grandmama, we all were Democrats. This is what you're supposed to do because you're black. Boom! But I'd go home, take care of my kids, get a job at a major company and corporation, which I retired from eventually, pay my bills, be the first person in my family of 4 generations to own their own home, get my little car, get my little job, take care of my kids, pay my bills, aspire, go back to school. What? Wait. When generations and generations in my family just had babies and the government take care of them. Period. And we would work here and there, but it wasn't out about any career or any form like that. No, it wasn't. And I had black people get upset with Miss Lorraine. It's like, keep the crazy on in the attic. Don't let her come out. We all know that to be true, but don't say it. Well, I'm sorry. Wrong colored girl, wrong time. I am going to say it. So I knew something was wrong. I go in one way and come out and vote another way. So I asked people to start looking at policies. Again, there are crooks on both sides. They're rhinos, which means R-I-N-O, Republican in name only. And when I get a chance, when I see them, I sure call them out. We know there's crooks on Democratic side. We know there's crooks on Republican. Yes, it is. Yes. And they continue to exist because you and I, in our ignorance of not knowing, not calling out, not looking at policies, but looking at party, we continue to put them in there. Yeah, we do. Oh, it's not going to change anything. My vote doesn't matter. Really? Well, you know, if you continue to think like that, that's exactly the way you're going to feel. When you know you've done your best and all that you can do, it's up to God to do the rest. You need to do what you're supposed to do. That's right. That is vital. If you want great peace have they that love thy law, and nothing shall offend them. What is the law of God? The law of God actually commands for us to go and vote. The law of God actually commands for us to obey those that have rule over. Yes, it does. It does. People want the peace of God, but they don't want to make peace with God. That's the problem there. It's huge. Now, I've been on that. Church MIA, missing in action. Woo, baby, you don't want me to get on that today. So whatever I talk about on the radio, I normally talk about here. So again, my notes today on the radio was this. Scratchy. Hieroglyphics, but I can make it out. My links are already been put on. You see the links. I keep saying it. There's my Twitter handle. There's my YouTube channel. There's my radio shows, which you are podcasting. There's my website. Yeah, boom. And you got the Facebook, obviously, right? So let's rock and roll. On my radio show, after I do prayer, I do a funny and a furious. Or sometimes it's all funny. Let me see if I still have candies. Oh, yes. Yes, I must. Oh, Cammy. I had a thing I call the brownie babes. Tahila, Hashib, Aman, and all of the rest of them. They're my brownie babes. AOC, my brownie. No, I mean, it's all about race for them. That's the bottom line. It's all about race. That's what it is. You know, and I said something last week. I know I probably got a lot of people upset. We're running out of black people. What are politicians going to do? We're running out of black people. What do you mean, Miss Lorraine? We're running out of black people. When I was growing up in the 60s in the inner city of Detroit, I remember the number of 14 point something. in the early 50s. Then I remember later on, somehow it moved to 13 point something. Very recently, I've been hearing it's 12 point. We're running out of black people. Now, why are we running out of black people? Thus, the name of my book, if I ever get them done, the 5-part series, Black by Popular Demand. Number 1, who's really killing black people? Oh, shall we talk from the womb to the tomb? From the womb to we're at the top of the list of abortions. Yeah, we are. We get rid of them just like drinking water, changing shoes. All right. All in the name of convenience. My body, my choice. Yeah, I got that. But how about the men? My sperm, my voice. They need to speak up. And guess what? Some men are. You didn't get pregnant all by yourself, girlfriend. You didn't get pregnant all. No, you didn't. So, Cammie, I have a thing called my brownie babes. And my brownie babes are basically women of color. And again, and it cracks me up. I can't say this enough. I don't understand. Maybe someone can help me with this. People like Whoopi Goldberg, Ketanji Jackson, all those people. Why do they get up in power and they marry white men? Whoopi has had about 3 or 4 white men. 2 of them she married, the other she lived with. I mean, why? How can you push away? Go get you a black man. Go marry you a black man. Shaq, live up with a black man. What? Explain that to me. Oh, I don't think nobody can do that. As a matter of fact, when I brought that topic up, everybody was like afraid to even touch a button to respond. Not even a thumbs up, a thumbs down, nothing. But Cammie is my girl. So here she go. So Cam, she to me, oh Lord, I'm a female. I happen to be in a black bodysuit. God thought that up. I thought God designed that. He didn't think his thoughts are forever. He designed that. Obviously for a reason. So that I could sit in this chair on May 17th and say what I'm saying right now. Yeah. So her word salads are just so hilarious. They're sometimes they get to be so funny, and sometimes they're no longer funny. They're embarrassing. They're embarrassing on several fronts. They're embarrassing as a human being. They're embarrassing as a woman that is supposed to have some sort of huge educational background, courts, law. They're embarrassing, of course, as a female they put in position. And of course, they're embarrassing if you look at whether she was black or pink or polka dot, just alone. A woman in her position. A female, and it is just ludicrous, her response. So here's one of her word salads. So she's been interviewed by someone, God knows who, and she says, it's important to seize the moment in time and be able to contextualize it. To understand where we exist in the history, in the moment, not in the past, but the future. What? Okay. I remember when Joe Biden said, I'm going to make my vice president a black woman, a person of color. Isn't that ridiculous? What about the brain, Joey? What is in the brain, Joey? This is exactly what you get. You're choosing people for race and race alone. Now, this is the woman that called him a racist. This is the woman who says, I was that little girl on the bus and you signed that order or you rejected the order where I couldn't go to another school. Yeah, but forget all about that. Jesus, crooked politicians, they have no scruples at all. They lose any consciousness as they go along. It gets worse and worse and worse. One more time. Okay. Can you bear with Miss Lorraine? Just one more time. Okay. I'm going to play not the race card, I'm going to play the senior citizens card right now. 5 grown children, basically all in their 50s. 16 grandchildren, oldest grandson, West Point graduate, oldest granddaughter in the 30s. Yeah, so Can I play the age part for a moment? Okay. Married for 43 years. Okay. Let me go here. It is important, this is Cammie, that we seize the moment in time and be able to conceptualize it, to understand where we exist in the history, in that moment, not one in the past, but the future. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your Vice President of the United States of America. There you have it. So that was my funny. I think I had a furious. Did I have two funnies today? I'm still furious and upset. We have a veteran who has protected a bunch of citizens on the railway, wherever, New York or Chicago, whatever, last name Penn, who is being charged and going to court because when he constrained the man and the man died. If they both were black, you and I wouldn't hear crap-a-looyah. It's a damn shame. If they were both, remember the Tyree Nichols? Up it went, down it went very fast. All black. Horrible. So this man who's protected our country, protected our right to do dumb things. I always say that when I run into veterans and I see them, thank you so much, sir, ma'am, for protecting our rights to do dumb things. I heard that somewhere. I like it. It's so true. So we have that veteran going on trial. That is a new low for America to me. That is a really new low. Again, if they both were black, we would not be having this conversation. No, we would not. We're having this conversation because one was white and the man that died or whatever was constrained and got whatever, he was black. Never mind, he'd been arrested close to 50 times. Never mind what he was about to do to people there. Never mind any of that. But the George Soros funded cities here in the United States, all 5 of them, if not more, are suffering badly. Funding the attorney generals, suffering district attorneys, they are just unbelievable suffering. What part of my brain, your brain, Mr. and Mrs. America, do we see and say that's okay? It's not okay. You know it's not okay. I know it's not okay. So they're making him a hero. Someone who's been arrested close to 50 times. Same way they did George Floyd. Look at the cities, what they did with George Floyd. Look at the monuments and all that. They look like crap. Burned out Beirut shelters in Iran, somewhere, Iraq. Horrible. Businesses shut down, gone. Listen, I was raised in the city of Detroit. I know what it looks like when we have that riot. I understand that when I got up that morning with my little pregnant belly, being a single mom at that time, I can go to the damn grocery store in the corner because we done burned out our own stores. I know what that looks like. And we're only repeating it in major form. So that's my funny and yet my furious. Let's look when I do the Gardas. The lens I tell you to put on when you're listening to the news, G for guns. Right now, guns is on the low. There was another assault recently, I believe in one state, assault rifle where someone was killed. Listen, I'm not one of those Republicans or conservatives that I want people to be killed, be murdered and mass shootings. No, none of them do. Here's the deal. Are you ready? Here's the deal. Most Republicans and most Democrats do not want that to happen. No, they don't. The problem is, Mamie, I'm just making up these names. There's no Mamie on here. The problem is that they cannot come to an agreement. Why? Whenever they cannot come to agreement, it's money, 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 and power. Always is the issue. Yes, money, 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 money. We put a man on the moon, and we cannot come together with some sort of conclusion about the gun situation. Hello? Okay, so let me tell you. Okay, so the mass shooting. Let's break it down into one category of mass shootings, not the one-on-one because you can't legislate a man's or a woman's heart. You can take away all the guns. I tell you right now, we'll pick up a rock and beat each other half to damn death. Yes, we will. Yeah, a pencil. Yeah, we will. Human nature of man. Man without God ultimately is death and death toward itself. Yeah, that's what's happening. But what I am saying is that you cannot do a mass shooting with a pistol. Last time I checked, you cannot do a mass shooting with a gun that you have to keep loading. So if nothing else, those assault rifles need to be removed, and you have to have conclusion as some kind of why do you need it? Oh, I got a lot of animals on my property. Listen, I live in a state like that, and I love it. I have animals, right? People that hunt and shoot and get their license. Yes, I do. I love it. But I've never seen where I got deer everywhere. Where I want to go and go, brrr, then what? So we're not coming to an agreement with the guns. The G, Gardas, G for guns. It's because money, money, money. It is. NRA, all the rest of the cahoots in it. Yeah, they are cahoots. Yeah, they are. I know if you're a Christian, if you're a conservative, if you're a Republican, you might be a little upset with Miss Lorraine, but I'm only going to tell you what I feel is the truth. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm willing to be corrected and to know more. Please. Thank you. Thank you, Matthew. He puts a time up because I claim I'm not going to go over an hour, but I always generally do. Well, I start late a lot too. A is for abortion. GARD is G-A. A is for abortion. We'll leave abortion alone right now. There are people that, they did have, they had to surround the Supreme Court Justice House again. They had women marching about the abortion law. My body, my choice. Thank God there's men raising up saying my sperm, my voice. They're not saying it, but I'm saying it for them. You don't get pregnant by yourself. Hello. If you want to make sure it's your body, your choice, then doggone it, when you have that abortion or when you have that baby, you take care of it. Leave our taxes and our government money alone. Don't give me that rape crap, hallelujah. That percentage is so minuscule, it's pathetic. It's not even worth mentioning. Right. It's not worth mentioning, guys. No, it's not. Oh, for my health and please, women's health. So they put it now all under the name of women's health. You laying up, sleeping with all around with whoever the hell you want to sleep with, getting pregnant, and then you change y'all break up. Now I don't want the baby. I'm not for abortion, but I'll be doggone if we should pay for it. We shouldn't be paying for that. You pay for it. I guarantee you, if you had to pay for your own abortions, the women that have had abortions, I've had abortions, I know what it means. If you had to pay for it, you'd have been a little bit more cautious about who you laying up sleeping with, or more protection while you're doing it. What you're doing. So don't go there. Please, please. So, I think I did let's see. Okay, that was a different day. I better get back. I can look at my notes. Today was Wednesday. Okay, so it's true now that gosh, this is sickening, but yes, so true that the FBI, it is now true that they smeared the campaign of Donald J. Trump. You're not a trumpeter. I'm not a trumpeter either. Don't clink off yet. I'm an American. That's what I am. I don't care who and what it takes to put this country back on course. You shouldn't either. If the policies match the party, that's what you need to be voting. Yeah, you do. You won't get all your little ducks lined up. But if you get the majority of them lined up to get this country back on, you need to be voting like that. Listen, every 7 seconds, I know I'm jumping to my D on my goddess. Every seconds, since I've been on, there's someone overdosing or dying of fentanyl. Every 7 seconds. Every 7 seconds. Yeah. Only the Republican kids. Yeah. Or the Republican adults. Yeah. No, only the Democrats. Yeah. Hell to the no 17 times. Something should infuriate you with that. It does with me. You're brushing your teeth in the morning, showering, getting ready with your makeup on. Think about every 7 seconds. While you go to the polls and try to be allegiance to a party as opposed to being allegiance to policies. You need to really think about it. I don't have any kids. I'll stick to myself. I don't want to get la. Right. The only problem with that is it's coming to a neighborhood near you. Yeah. Sooner than you think. You think about those black women and before the courts now and begging for the courts to prosecute other black young men for brutally murdering their sons and daughters that were faithful Democrats all their life. Think about it. I want you to think about it. When death comes, it doesn't pick sides. No. But you have a responsibility as an American. Yeah, you do. I've been in 17 countries, my husband and I. That's something else on our book. Besides having a master's in education, a bachelor's in sociology, yes, I do. And a recent one, not one that I got 20 years ago. Within the past 7 to 10 years, I got my master's and my bachelor's, yeah. We're responsible. So today I talked about that, the George Soros funded cities. Talked about that. Now they put a thing out on Elon Musk. He must be an anti-Semitic. Why? Because he said something about George Soros. Give me a break. George Soros funds these DAs, these district attorneys in these major cities. Yes, he does. He funds them. Under the table, over the table, wherever, which way. Catch and release. Criminals have been arrested over and over again. And release. Until one of them kills, shoot, stab, rape, rob you or one of your children. Then we're upset and we want to get involved. Too late. It's coming to a neighborhood near you, America. It's already here. So the FBI was involved with the whole Trump campaign. So anybody said, the election was rigged, it was this and that. Oh, you're an election denier. I watched them interview different Supreme Court justices and people for positions. I watched the House and so forth interview these people. And one of the questions kept coming, are you an election denier still? Everyone that said that to anyone should go back and apologize. But you know what? That won't happen. They won't happen, not at all. They went from calling other people election deniers. Who is the they, by the way? Anybody say the they to you? Ask them right away. Who do you mean when you say the they? When I say the they, I'm talking about the lunacy left. The lunacy left has hijacked the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party of today is not the Democratic Party of yesterday. You know it, I know it. That's why you get people like Bill Maher, you getting people, Rod Snyder, you getting people crossing over. Yeah, they're crossing over because they know that's not the party that they believed in. Is that saying that they're crossing to the Republican Party? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but they're leaving the hell that one, that's for sure. They having conversations with people don't believe. They used to wouldn't have a sit-down cup of tea with, not even a shot of Jack Daniels. Now they're sitting down having drinks, cigars, talking and conversing, crossing the aisle. is for guns. A is for abortion. R is for race. At the top of the list, always will be. We're running out of black people. That's why we got the Latinos and Hispanics and Central American people coming over, that they will be using them next. Tell all your Hispanic friends, if you got one, look at the black people. What has it done for them for 40 years? Please, please, please. Have the conversation with them. By the way, people get mad at Miss Lorraine when I tell you they're not going back. Let me show you this thing. What do we have? We have people that have applied for United States citizenship through the regular way in the application process of the Immigration Department here in the United States. How many of those, Miss Lorraine? Oh, 4.4 million. Still waiting. Waiting. Years. Waiting. Well, what about the ones that are coming? Oh, you mean the migrants? Oh, that number is 1.33 million just in 2023. Coming to a neighborhood near you. Now, Miss Lorraine is not trying to scare you, but I am trying to shake you a little bit to wake up, engage, get involved, and make some decisions. Yeah. But I keep to myself. I can't talk to people like that. I really can't, guys. I'm not mean to them, but I just can't. I can't, really, you know. They get the letter in the mail, the taxes is up through the roof. They're looking, I see them in the stores looking at the chicken and looking at the food, and they're just looking. They're looking and turning it over. I know what's happening. You're doing an assessment in your brain. You cannot believe what you see. When we're pumping at the gas, is there a pump for the Democrats and a pump for the Republicans and a pump for the progressive? No. You're paying just what I'm paying and everybody's paying. And it's going to get worse. Yeah. This country is on a precipice right now, on a cusp right now. We're going to have to make a major change. Yeah, guys, we are. Listen. I'm not trying to be the right one. I'm not saying someone else is the right one. What I am saying, the choices you make need to be composited into the policies of whoever can maintain that steering wheel and pull that. You know, when a plane is going nosedive, going down, you can't just do that. It ain't going anywhere. If anything, it's all out of control. Who is that person can get behind it and steer that thing back up on course? Who is that? Well, I like DeSantis because he's a nice guy, and his demeanor, because I can't stand Trump. Oh no. And look at the Democrats, they've been disappointed right now. Joey needs to go sit down. He's kind of my you know what. You and I both admit the truth. You would not put Joe Biden in charge of your ice cream stand right now. You know it, I know it, and everyone else know it. Yeah, you do. Don't let pride, please guys, don't let pride, well, all my life I've been, don't let pride take you and the rest of America down. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anytime someone can campaign from their basement and win and going to do it again, that should tell you what he thinks of you. That's what he thinks of you. Shove, shove, stack, and rack you again. No. So the election, we were the election of people who said there was a cheating and lying. You would call election deniers. Now we can call them election liars. Because there was lying all the time. So Gardis, G-A-R-D-I-S, talked about drugs. Mexico is bringing enough drugs over here to have killed United States, everybody in the United States 3 times. No, not in just all together. There have been actual loads that have been caught enough to kill everybody in America 3 times. There have been many loads like that. So get that straight. And for you, I'm going to say this to you. You that are spending your money going to Mexico. It's hard for me to have respect for you. I'll be honest with you. I'm sorry. It is. Something just a sour note in the pit of my stomach. The cartels watch the mouth of this colored girl. The cartels own everything. Oh no, where we go is peaceful and my family and we're on the... Listen to me, listen to Miss Lorraine. As little blondies come back with brain bleeds and can't find their kids and stuff has been taken. Listen to me. If any given time they see anything you have or anyone you're with and they want, they got it. They own everything. Had someone that was with a little bit of money here. Says, oh no, we go all the time. The cartels are good because they keep the gangs in place. Are you kidding me? And I did this topic on Russia is your daddy. I'm sorry. Who's your daddy? China. Russia is your mama. And Mexico is an illegitimate baby. Because Mexico does not grow fentanyl. They process it there. They've got so many processing joints all over Mexico, unbelievable. And for its president to make the comment, well, we don't have the problem. You guys got a moral problem. Excuse you? Excuse you? So let's go on to immigration. GARD is G-A-R-D-I. G for guns, A for abortion, R for race, I for immigration. The border is being flooded. We know it's being flooded. This is not an invasion. This is a plan. Any given time, guys, that many people are coming into your country, flooding into your country. And those who have been promised to protect and serve and to make sure that we're okay is letting it happen, open the doors. This is a plan. It's a devious plan to weaken the contents of America, to weaken us from the infrastructure inside out. Weaken our economy, weaken the people, weaken even our military, put gay, trans, and whatever into our military, continue to weaken and weaken and weaken. Why? They don't want to go, brrr, they don't want to shoot you. They don't want to kill America. No, they want your stuff. That's right. You want to get up. You want to have victory over your enemy. And your enemy got a lot of stuff. You don't kill the enemy because you need to use the enemy. No. You don't do that. They want your stuff. Absolutely. It's part of the art of war. You weaken your enemy from the inside out. You have them totally dependent upon you, and then you give them the oversaturation of the vitamin Ds. First, you continue to deceive, to delude, ultimately to divide, to destroy. Yeah. It casts class systems continuously. And that's what's happening with crooked preachers, politicians, and pimps on both sides. Absolutely. Stop defending a party. Stop it. Defend and listen, and don't give me that mess about, well, America's always been a racist nation. Okay. Now what? You know, we're the only nation, like what did Margaret Thatcher says? Other nations were built on history. Our nation was built on philosophy. That if I can, I will. If I fall, I will get up. If I'm meeting atrocities, I will move them out of the way. I will continue. A philosophy, being an American, not Americans. I've been to 17 countries, beautiful places. I live in no other. And if you don't believe this is a good country, you ask the bodies that are floating on the river. You ask the women that has their underwear hanging on the raping tree outside the border there. You ask those women. You ask the, what is it? What did I say? The 1.33 million that have came over here since 2023. Right. You ask the ones from Ethiopia and whatever that are catching planes so they can be in Mexico and Central America. So when the button goes, go, here they come. People black and darker than me crossing the border. You think they walked over here? So the oversaturation of the vitamin Ds to weaken this nation from the inside out, to control it. And as I tell everyone, they're not going home. The 1.33 million and those that are still coming, that's for just 2023 of people crossing the border illegally that are now here. They're not going home. What, right? No, they're not going home. I don't care who you get in office, they're not going to send them home. Even Republicans get in office, they may do a vetting and send a few. They're not, for the most part, they're not going home. And you know damn well if the Democrats get in office, they're not going to go home. None of us. I put a phony number together one time, 1-888-765 blah blah. If you want to take a migrant in your home, hell to the no 17 times. I didn't get one phone call, so don't protect and stop it. Not one phone call. And I gave my real number afterwards. If you don't reach this number, no one call me. That number's not working. Nobody ever called because nobody wants that. No. Sanctuary cities, open up our arms. Come on. No, that's enough. No more. No, hell no. Texas and neighboring states like Arizona and so forth, been putting up with that crap, hallelujah. Borderline state, been doing it. But nobody cares because it's not in my neighborhood. But now it's coming to a neighborhood near you. Now what? Well, Abbott only sent it to the black mayor city. Jesus of Nazareth. Give me a break. I'm ready to throw up about the race card. I thank my slave ship that my founding forefathers made it on. When I went to Africa, and I've been to 17 countries and been there 2 or 3 times, Africa and South Africa, Mozambique, I would not live there. When they had apartheid over, they begged for black people with power or some sort of an educational background to come there. I think it was a bunch went, and then they ended up with 3. I don't even know if those 3 are still there. This is my country. I'm not an African American. I'm an American. When you're crossing with your passport, they don't give a crap about that little hyphen in between your African American, Polish. No, it is that hyphen that is kicking our butt today. 40 years. And look where that has got us. Enough is enough is enough. I woke up one day and realized that I had a brain. And it was not based on my color of my skin. Yeah. That's right. Racism is just like everything else. Is a sin. Let me think. Murder, robbing, killing, horrible things. Those are sins. How many laws do we have in the book for that? Oh, I don't know. Did it stop it? Hell no. And it won't stop racism. Racism is a sin. People choose to be a racist. Yeah, you can put laws in place to make them wish they hadn't did it so they can get punishments for it. Absolutely. But to flip it like that everybody's a racist and anything that's not for a black person, where's that gotten us? Who gets the money for that? Look at the pork barrels. Look at the billions of dollars that have been spent on those inner cities. Oh, well, that's because they structured the cities so that, please, somebody get a brain. Somebody, please. Who is really killing black people? I've been on around here for a while, guys. I've seen the numbers. I've seen the numbers. So, let's get to the S. Gardas, guys, I do this. If you're chiming on, I'm getting ready to close it very shortly. I come on nightcap at 9. G, and I go with Gardas. I put the lens on. G for guns, Gardas. A for abortion. R for race. D for drugs. I for immigration. S for sex, scandals, and schools. So let's get on down to the S, which is school boards. All over school boards, yes. School board meetings is really something. They're becoming like, bring your popcorn. Get your popcorn out, yeah. Because parents are saying, hell to the no. I'm tired of that. This one teacher says, listen, she's filming herself jogging in a park. We got to get these kids. We got to help these kids. These parents are just messing up. Excuse you? The word of God says, train up a child in the way they should go. Who did he give that way to? The parents are responsible. Ultimately, the parents. Stop grazing, sending your kids to programs, projects, give them a little cell phone, send them in a grocery cart, and raise them. There's a major difference between raising and grazing kids. When you graze cattle, they never have to look at you. Never have to even, all they need to know is that there's a program, there's a project, there's a program. Move it to trough, Alfred Money and John Kinsey Yes, I think I got it right. Alfred Kinsey, John Money. Philosophers back in the late, I think it was the late 50s, early 60s, came up with the concept that kids or that human beings, that if they could introduce person sexuality as to what they choose to be, if they could introduce that they could actually, it's a socialist, by the way, can I say root engravement in this. They could rule everything. People would be more happy. We wouldn't have to deal with the whole Christian and the whole whatever. Yep, that's what it was. They could, the churches wasn't going to accept it. And of course, communities wasn't going to accept it in those days. So they came up with the idea we can introduce it through the schools. That's right. We'll make it a part of education in the curriculum. And not all at once. How do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? Little by little. Oh, let's go hygiene. Let's go sex ed. Let's go puberty. And on and on and on and on. And this is where we are now. Well, you might want to know there is a whole group of young people called the detransitioners are upset with their parents. Mama! Daddy! How could you let me make a decision about my sexuality, puberty blockers, whack, mutilation at 9, 11, and 13 years old when I couldn't even have sex? How could you? I couldn't drive a car. I can't drink alcohol. I can't look at porn magazines. But Mama, Daddy, how could you? This person that is detransitioning, I heard the testimony said this. I heard him say, the doctors, which it's $40,000 a pop, regardless. It can get more than that, but the minimum $40,000 a pop. Breast, mutilation, general organs, automatically. Not telling them, not knowing the fact that it is going to ruin them, not only sexually, but fertile, as far as fertile being able to have children, ever. And but what is happening now, there's a small group, because of the testimonies I've been hearing is basically the doctors have told their parents is that, do you want a dead child, or do you want a trans or, child? Because eventually they'll commit suicide. This is going to kill them. So now it's under health care, just like abortion is under health care. Everything's about mental, you know that, right? I killed my mother, I killed my sisters, I stabbed my wife 45 times, his father beat her. Everything's under mental. And why? Because under the mental we get more bucks, more money, and guess who's getting the money? You're not getting a dime as always, Mr. and Mrs. America. No. You get the health care to destroy yourself. So, but there's a group, it is, and you may want to pay attention to it. I got to post some things tonight I wanted to post concerning this so people can listen to the stories and not necessarily take my word for it, that there are people who are detransitioning, and most of them between the ages of 17 and 19, because it was done when they were 13 and young. Damn shame. Damn shame. Damn shame. So on the sex and sex scandals and S, I think that's all I had. Did I get to? Wait. The Department of Education, Secretary of the Department of Education made a statement that the reason why boys must be allowed in girls' sports is to protect them from the bullies. Do they think you and I are stupid or what? You cannot tell me Democrat, gay, straight. You cannot tell me when you are sending your child and they're learning perseverance and they're learning in track and they're doing all they can. They're building their muscles. They're sacrificing. They're doing perseverance. And then you're going to tell me it's okay for you to put a hairy ass man next to your daughter. You cannot tell me that's okay with you. You cannot tell me. Explain it to your little Megan and KK. Ray, explain it to them. How do you explain that to them? You can't. Stop siding with evil. It's what it is it was in 2 Timothy, or was it in Romans? The day will come when men will call evil good and good evil, and will get mad with those that don't agree with them. Cancel your culture, woke yourself, wokeism. Right. It's exactly what's happening. But all is not lost. I know. Sounds flippant, but it is always not lost. You see, because the one thing that I did mention at the very beginning was this very important basis and premise that I live, breathe, and will die by. God, who is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscience. Long look sees every day coming, and nothing catches him by surprise. He has set you and me up for this day and has given us a meal to match this journey. We need to get up every morning, eat at the table of grace, and rock and roll. Yeah, we do. Now, you don't need to act like Miss Lorraine. Miss Lorraine don't need to act like you. No one needs to walk around with posters and signs and protesters. No. He's given you something, and you need to operate in that. He's given you gifts. When Jesus ascended on high, led captivity captive, he gave gifts unto men. He gave you something to do something with, and we need to do that. Yeah, we do. What would your grandchildren say? Well, I just kept to myself. I didn't mind. Is that what you want? How do you want to live that dash? Born, blah, 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 died, that dash. How do you want to live that dash? What is going to be said of you about that dash? On your dying bed and on your breath, when you're looking up at your great-grands or your granddaughters or your children, what will you say? God help us. What will you say when they look at history and you're long gone, and they will say, well, what did Papa do? What was Mom? What were you doing when this was happening? So omnipotent, God is all powerful. I'm the science, God is all knowing. The one that I'm really fascinated and in love with, not fascinated, I believe in and I know is true, is omnipresence. That God is omnipresent. Yes, he is. He's at the end and the beginning of history at the same time. Only you and I are worried about what we're going to do tomorrow, what we're going to do next week. Oh, I'm going to spend vacation. Oh, making our plans. Hello? God is already there. He sees every day coming. And then he set us up for such a time as this. You could have been born in 1874 or 1763. You could have been born in another country. You got to kind of think, why you? Why here? Why now? In the morning when you're showering, brushing your teeth and putting your makeup on, think, let the eyes, which is the windows of the soul, look back at you. It's asking you, answer the call. Answer the call. Many are called, few are chosen. Why? You know, I always thought that was kind of like ironic. God, that's kind of like oxymoron. Many are called. Why are you going to call me and don't choose me, God? It's because of the way you answer, or not at all. Let me say that again. Many are called, but few are chosen. Why would you call us then, Father? Because it's the way you answer, or not at all. Saturate that for a little bit. Meditate and marinate on that one. So, as I get ready to close, it's my doggy over there. My nightcap at 9. I went through the garters. I help us put lens on so that we could, when we are hearing the news, oh my God, and of course, on Fox News and MSNBC, CNN, they said, stop. put your Gardas glasses on. Okay? G for guns, Gardas. A for abortion, yes. R for race, yes. D for drugs, yes. I for immigration, yes. And S for sex, scandals in schools. Okay? Because all the politicians on both sides, this is where it's coming from. Boom, 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 boom. All right? That's what I want you to do. So I've talked a little bit today. I'm fixing to close it down. This is all recorded. You can click it. My website's on here. The link to my website. The link to my radio show. That's podcast. You can pick anything and listen to what I said today and listen tomorrow, any day, anywhere. You don't have to have the radio on. My YouTube channel, the link is on here. My Twitter handle, the link is on here. Come on, guys. Help Miss Lorraine out a little bit. Listen to it and pass the links on to other people. That would be a kind of a good thing, you know. So I had a good thing talking about my brownie babes, which I really, I could have got more into a candy. Kamala Harris and word salads is enough to make anybody laugh and roll on the floor for the rest of their life. I didn't get a chance to share about my going home queen. Guys, you know who that is, which is go home Hillary, go home Sheila Jackson, and go home Elizabeth Warren, going home Queens, go home Cammie, go home Liz Cheney. Was another one too, you know. And so it looks like the top of the list was more than anything. They still want Cammie to go home. Cammie hasn't did anything. It's like a little kid said, well, I didn't do anything. You damn straight, she hasn't did anything. Literally, she hasn't done anything. But she does need to go home. Let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you that you've given me this opportunity once again to share what I believe is in my heart, what you put in my heart. God, I ask in Jesus' name that you cover this nation, that you fill it with the righteous people, remove unrighteousness out of its places. God, that the crooked preachers, pimps, and politicians be removed, God, and let those who name your name and those who mean this country for righteousness will be replaced in those positions. In Jesus' name, God bless you. Keep you, make his face shine upon you. You can see Miss Lorraine is tired. And nightcap at 9. Another glass of wine. See you tomorrow. Join my radio show. I'll be on Facebook. You can click the links and you'll still get the shows regardless. Good night. Bye-bye.